I'm Danny Solomon. I'm a co-founder of Elysium Theatre Company. I've played a few roles with the company. Last year I played Macbeth and Oberon. Before that I played several roles, Torvald Helmer in A Doll's House and Angel Cruz in Jesus Up the A-Train, and a few more. Iago is a soldier in the Venetian army. When we first see him, he's quite an embittered man. He seems like, from what we know about Iago, that he has risen from the ranks to where he is now, in the position of ancient, or what we might know as ensign now, which is a kind of very lowly, lowest rank of officer there is, really. And at the start he's very embittered because he's been passed over for the position of lieutenant by a kind of newcomer and an upstart called Michael Cassio. And to say that he is bitter is a bit of an understatement. So yeah, that's who Iago is from the beginning of the play. Iago is driven by his paranoia of Othello. He believes Othello has slept with his wife, basically. He's also driven by jealousy, which is ironic, because he feels he should be in a higher position in the army than he is right now. He's bitter, he's jealous, and also with Iago, what drives him is I feel he wants to be in control, to have a sense of power, however much that means. And I think what he loves is knowledge. He loves to know what everyone is doing and what is happening in the world. So what's interesting about playing someone like that is, whenever news arrives, rarely is it new to Iago. He seems to have his fingers in a lot of pies, and he knows a lot of people who know things. So he knows a lot. He's aware of his world. I think what is fun for Iago is seeing how it unravels, and just pushing the pieces a little bit to see what will happen if he kind of twists the situation a little bit. What drives Iago is jealousy, bitterness, power and control. And another thing about Iago is I feel there is a sense of sociopathy. He's a sociopath. In what we have termed that phrase now, and what that means in this world is that he has no sense of empathy towards people, and in his relationships he understands why they are, or he understands the feeling, what they're feeling, but he does not feel these feelings himself. But he knows how to manipulate people to get what he needs from the people in that way. So he's very dangerous. Doing quite a bit of research about it, there's just quite a lot of people who have traumatized people who have been left damaged by relationships with these kind of people. And I think a lot of the times we're unaware. So Iago's relationship with his wife Amelia, is very toxic, and we can see that in just the way she talks about him and the way he talks to her on stage. His sociopathy is a big aspect to his character as well, and to what drives him. I like a lot about playing Iago. There is a big freedom in playing a character like him. He doesn't really know. He's not afraid of consequences. so that's quite liberating to play as a person who is worried with consequences, and he has to think about, I have to think about my relationships and not to tarnish my relationships, and I'm trying just to be a reasonable person on an everyday level. But Iago only cares about getting what he wants, what he needs, and he will plow through anyone and anything to get that. So it's quite satisfying to play a person like this, and he's very much in control most of the play, and when he says he's going to do something, he does it, and so that is just quite attractive to play. And when you're playing and there's an audience there and you're telling them what you're going to do, and in the next scene it happens, it's you're constantly going, just meeting your goals, meeting your aims. So yeah, it's just quite satisfying to play. In the same way, I dislike his cutthroat nature as well. A big thing is I dislike the way he speaks to his wife. I think he's a very, what we'd call is just a toxic guy. He's not afraid of shaming his wife publicly. And he's very much wrapped up in paranoia and jealousy, which is something that which is ironic. He's pushing upon Othello. So you got all these characters just wrapped up in their own jealousies and paranoias, but mainly I would say it's his toxicity towards his nearest and supposedly dearest. He speaks a lot, there's a lot of words, but with this, it was, I'm not really answering the question in a way. I'd say like there are a lot of words, but he's very much in control, and the words are just his tools. He's the MC of this play. So his words are his way of telling us or the audience what is going to happen next. So that's not that difficult. The difficulty is the mental. I always feel very tired at the end of the play mentally, not less physically, because but it's all mental. His planning brain is constantly going, and you have to have that switched on as an actor as well. So you're receiving it. You're receiving this news for the first time. You're hatching this plan for the first time, and it's a big scheme, and you have to make sure it works. And so by the end of the play, I'm just kind of a bit zonked, especially on a 2-show day. So I would say the mental drain, the planner that Iago is probably the most difficult. To make the text come across like modern day English, like you're just on the street and you're talking to your friend. I feel that is the challenge, and if you can get that, and you can speak trippingly on the tongue, and help it flow and help the audience understand, even if they don't understand every word, because there are certain things that it's just certain words that we just don't know. We don't have a reference for in modern day English. But if you can help them get the general sense of what is happening, then they will stay with you. And when an audience is with you in Shakespeare, I think, because we all know the themes are just common in our everyday life. If we can engage with an audience and on an everyday level, and we can all be aware of what is happening right now, what are the themes just generally, then we've done our job. Yeah, the rewards of playing Shakespeare for me is that we have, we are speaking this, the actors are speaking this beautiful language a lot of the time, and there is a universal awareness that Shakespeare is just objectively one of the greatest writers that the world has ever seen. And when you're watching that, how it was meant to be presented on the stage, and actors are speaking, you're not just reading it, you're hearing it happen, and you're hearing it how it would have been put across to an audience, and everyone is in the space sharing that experience together. Because the language can be a barrier, but it could also be a unifier. And yeah, there is that feeling. This is why so many people actually still go and see Shakespeare's. That's just why they're they're still so popular. Is because these huge themes, and it's a very human experience that we're all having together, and we get to hear beautiful language at the same time. So yeah, I think in a roundabout way, that is why performing Shakespeare is still a beautiful thing.